Merry Christmas, everyone. So today's video is going to actually be on presents that you can get from the Christmas Story. This is a little thing that I made. Okay, I'm really excited about this. If you want, you can even press pause on the video and just kind of take a look at all these different presents that I've actually pulled from the Christmas Story. So, if you've not seen the Christmas Story timeline video, I'm going to put that on the bottom, and I would encourage you to check it out just in case you don't know the Christmas Story timeline. Now, if you know the Christmas Story well, then you don't need to watch it. But if you don't know it, you might be kind of lost when I start to explain the presents that you can get from the story. So check it out if you need to. So I'm going to give you a little backdrop on just kind of how this kind of got started within me. Just this whole thing of presents from the Christmas Story. So I would say a couple weeks ago, I just started to read the Christmas Story, and you know, I said, you know, God, I want there to be something more in the Christmas Story than just this, like the timeline. You know, like I want there to be something more in there, just for me to grab on and chew on. And I felt like the Lord said, just go start reading it, and you will see some hidden nuggets inside the Christmas Story. So I started to read the Christmas Story, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? There is so much jam-packed in this story that can actually be presents for us. And I'm going to start to explain these presents, and then I think you'll really know what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to go through all of these because I already did one video on this and it ends up being way too long. So I'm just going to just jump around with some of the presents. And then if you like this idea, I'm going to encourage you to go to the Christmas Story and just read about it and see what jumps out at you. So let's just go ahead and start with, we'll just start with the first one. Okay, it says, with God, nothing is impossible. Okay, so that is literally spoken. It's literally written in the Christmas Story. It literally says, with God, nothing is impossible. Now, it was written in the context of Zacharias and Elizabeth giving birth because they were really old and like technically they weren't even supposed to have kids. But with God, nothing is impossible. And so maybe that's a present that you need to grab. It may not be about having children. It could be about something else. But like, nothing is impossible with God. You might have a situation in front of you that it seems like just impossible, but with God, nothing is impossible. So if that is something that you need, I'm going to encourage you to grab that present and just receive it for yourself. And with the same topic, I'm actually going to jump to this one right here. So this present just says, you know, no babies yet. Birthing will come right on time. And this has to deal with Zacharias and Elizabeth too. And I really think it's a really big encouragement because if John the Baptist was not born the time he was supposed to be born, then it just would have, I think just, it wouldn't have been the way God wanted. Like, what I'm trying to say is this, like John the Baptist, like he was supposed to be born the exact day he was supposed to be born. And so if you are a couple and you've been wanting to have children, just like Elizabeth and Zacharias, I believe the birthing of your children will come right on time. They will be born when they are supposed to be born, just like John the Baptist was born the time he was supposed to be born. So that's just an encouragement for couples out there that, you know, maybe you just haven't had kids yet. I believe that they will be born the day they're supposed to be born, just like John the Baptist. So if you need that present, grab it. Okay, so let's go to these dreams and prophecy. There's the gift of dreams and the gift of prophecy. Throughout the Christmas Story, dreams are over and over. Like Joseph, he had so many dreams. If you want the gift of dreams. If you want God to speak to you through dreams, I'm going to encourage you that God, I want the gift of dreams. And not only that, I'm going to encourage you to ask for the gift of interpreting dreams. You can have dreams, but then you're going to want to know what they mean. So ask God that, God, I want to have dreams. I want you to speak to me through my dreams. And then I also want you to give me the interpretation of my dreams too. And I believe he's going to give it to you. Prophecy. Oh my, was prophecy fulfilled in the Christmas story. And if you want the gift of prophecy, I'm going to encourage you to ask God, you know what? I want the gift of prophecy. And you want to know what? I believe he's going to give it to you. So ask God for the gift of prophecy if you want it. Let's do this one. Okay, so it says Emmanuel, God with you. All right, so this is talked about in the Christmas story as well. Emmanuel. Okay, the name Emmanuel actually means God with you. That's what it means. And maybe you need that present. Maybe you need the present of, I need to know that God is with me. No matter what, God is with you. So if that's a present that you need, that truth to hold on to, grab it. All right, so let's do a couple more. Let's do self-control. All right, self-control. This present comes from Joseph, okay? So after, Mary, had baby Jesus in her tummy, Joseph didn't do anything, if you know what I mean, with her until after Jesus was born. And maybe you need that gift of self-control. And I think you know what I mean by that. Joseph controlled himself, and Mary controlled herself too, right? It's not just Joseph. But so if you need that gift of self-control, grab it. All right, and let's do one more. Okay, so let's end with this one. Do things seem not very smooth in your life? Well, just know a birthing will probably be coming for you. So what do I mean by that, and where is this coming from? All right, so when Joseph and Mary were about to have Jesus, they actually had to go on a really long journey. Like, they had to travel to Bethlehem. And them traveling to Bethlehem was actually a pretty big deal, and it was really long. And I guess like the traveling route wasn't like smooth. It was like rocky and hilly, and they obviously didn't have vehicles back then. And so they had to travel like while being pregnant all the way to Bethlehem. And then once they got to Bethlehem, they didn't even have a place to stay. When Jesus was born, Jesus was born in I think it was actually worse than a barn, but we'll just say a barn for now. But he was born in a barn, and so why this is good for us is maybe life doesn't seem very smooth for you right now. Like with Mary and Joseph, it wasn't a smooth, journey for them. They didn't even have a place to stay. It was really, the environment wasn't the greatest, but Jesus was born in the midst of a tough journey. And so with you, if things seem rocky in life, if things don't seem very smooth, I'm believing a birthing is about to occur for you. And it might not mean a birthing of a child, but it just could be a birthing of something. Maybe it's a birthing of a new job for you, or it's this financial provision. A lot of times, you guys, and this is across the board, things can seem very rocky before a breakthrough occurs. So just like Mary and Joseph, things were rocky, but the breakthrough was Jesus. Same with you. It could just be a rocky season for you, but I believe a birthing is coming for you. So you can kind of see what I did, right? And so now if you want, take some of these presents and just grab them and just grab them for yourselves, or go to the Christmas story and see what other presents that you can see and pull out for yourself. Have a good Christmas, guys. Bye.